Hey everybody, this is Chris, Music City Driver. I wanted to, what the hell? It's trying to tell me to rotate the device. Okay, well, I don't know why it won't let me do it in landscape. I don't know what. Anyway, all right, guys. So if that's the case, I'm just going to put it on my holder. I noticed something earlier when I got out a little bit too early. First of all, it's a little bit dead right now, so I'm just gonna make a quick video about Maestro because I feel like there's some things that need to be, some instructions, tips that need to be given. I know that there's a lot of instructions and stuff on the website, which is in my link down below. Um, but I wanted to do this real quick before I got going for the night. I do too, actually, but a lot of people are having some trouble, so I wanted to go over a couple of things. If you dig through the website, you can find some information that I just found myself. So, for instance, there's a lot of people complaining, oh, yeah, when I get done with the trip, the other app doesn't come right back on. It's not supposed to come right back on. It's actually a 15-second delay before it comes back on. So, um, and there's also a little bit of confusion, in my opinion, over the um, priority app, whichever one you want to prioritize. Let me turn the fan down on my air conditioner. Sorry. So I think there's a little bit of confusion over that. It honestly really doesn't matter to me anyway which one is the primary app. Um, the only time when that matters is if you want to delay the secondary app coming on when the other app is done. So, for instance, if you put Lyft as your primary app and you're sitting there waiting for a Lyft ride, if you have it delayed to where Uber won't come on for 5 minutes, as soon as you start Maestro, that 5 minute timer starts going. So Lyft will come up first, and then after 5 minutes, if you have not gotten a ping on Lyft, then Uber will come up, and vice versa. If you put Uber as the primary, and it has the selection of multiple numbers of minutes there. So there's a little confusion over that. Something else I want to mention is something that I've been doing since I started driving Uber and Lyft, and I have without Maestro even, and I still do it to this day, and it seems to help me quite a bit. I've shared this tip before with a guy named Stuart before, but Harry the rideshare guy mentioned this, and it makes a lot of sense to me. Before you start driving for the day, turn your phone completely off, let it restart, and that will basically turn all the apps off that you have running in the background, which can cause a lot of clutter and a lot of slowing down and sluggishness on your phone. So every time before I start driving, I turn my power off on my phone completely. Then I restart. Then I open up Lyft, I open up Uber, but I don't go online yet. Thank you for agreeing with me there. It's pretty simple, and I also do this when I take a bathroom break or when I go to eat something. When I'm not going to be taking pings, I turn it off, let it reboot, kind of clear out its cache, stuff like that. And another thing to do is also periodically you need to empty your temporary files, your cache, even wipe your partition if you can. If you got an Android, that's particularly helpful. I don't know if you can do that very easily on an iPhone. I've never owned an iPhone, and I never will. Probably, I like Android too much. But anyway, those three things I think can help you a lot: powering off, restarting, clearing your cache, and clearing your partition. Those are particularly important things. I think all those three things actually help me run Maestro better. But another thing, when you are going back online after you've restarted your phone, what you should do, in my opinion, this is what I do. I turn on Uber, I turn on Lyft, I just open the app, I don't go online. Then I open Maestro, let it sign in, and then I use the button, the sleep button, the sleep active button at the top. I tap it to turn it to active and let Maestro put Lyft and Uber online. That seems to get rid of a lot of problems that people are having, in my opinion. So if you haven't done that yet, if you've tried Maestro and it's giving you problems, give that a try, see if it works. Let me know actually if it works or not. It works for me. I leave my secondary app, I leave the slider to on, which means basically neither app is primary at all. Both of the apps come on at the exact same time. So that's what I do. Lyft is not. There's a lot of people that make a ton of money on Lyft here in Nashville, but I'm not one of them. It seems like Uber is by far the more popular service here. So I don't really choose a primary. I just kind of leave it on Lyft or Uber. It doesn't really matter because there's not going to be a delay except for the 15-second delay. Don't forget about the 15-second delay. Some people are acting like it doesn't work because of that. Like I said, I started reading through the site, which you can find in the description below. If you click on that link below for Maestro, it will take you to there's a ton of information on that page. There's videos, there's how-to, there's FAQs, all kinds of stuff on that website. So check it out. Check out those videos. They're very helpful, in my opinion. But like I said, those are the biggest things that people seem to be having problems with. A friend of mine was trying out Mystro for the first time. He wanted to do the 10 free rides just to see what it was about, to see if it worked for him. And he's got like a Samsung Galaxy 8, I think. But he said that when he downloaded Mystro and was using it, something about his GPS slowed down. All his other apps started slowing down. It was really sluggish. And I told him to kind of do that, but he uninstalled. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't. Maybe it just isn't for him. But I love Mystro. It helps me a lot, especially on busy nights when I don't want to be bothered to go 10 minutes away out of a hot area. What's up, Uber man? How's it going? Just kind of going over some things, in my opinion, that might help people with some with Mystro. Absolutely. And I'm not just saying it because I'm referring people and stuff. I really do truly love the app. It's really helpful to me. Like I was just saying though, if it's really busy, and you've got like you're getting pings left and right, Uber and Lyft both, left and right, just you don't want to go 10 minutes outside of that area because obviously it's a hot area, so you're not going to want to drive 10 minutes away. So just let Maestro do it for you. Just let Maestro ignore that ride. Ignore that stacked trip, which is also another feature of Mystro. You can either accept or not accept the stacked trips. You did? That's awesome. Did you get the, are you trying it out for the first time, or were you a beta user? Did you try it, Patrick? Anyway, so, I mean, the stacked trips and all that stuff can be very helpful. But if you're like me, I run Excel most of the time. It's not worth my time to take X rides all night. It would kill my vehicle if I did that. I get if I'm lucky, I get 16 miles a gallon in the city. Highway is 22, and that's decent. But if I'm driving around, I want to be getting Excel or select prices. It's just, yeah, absolutely, ouch. Yeah, it's got a 6-cylinder in it. It's a Toyota Highlander, but 270 horsepower. It's got some kick to it, but it's it's seat 7, including the driver, so it qualifies for XL. And yep, absolutely, it's got a third row in it. It's kind of deceiving from the outside though. A lot of people will pull up in it and they're like, yeah, can we fit in there? I'm like, yeah, I've got a third row. So yeah, so it's funny there. It's kind of deceiving because the back row, I've got privacy glass, so it's kind of tinted and everything back there, so you can't really see the third row until you walk right up on it. I rolled down the window. I'm like, yeah, it's got 3 rows, 3 seats, third row seats. And they're usually good with it. But yeah, plus rides, I usually don't take Lyft unless it's a plus ride. And with Uber, like I said, I was lucky enough to get my account split. So I can do XL only and select only, which actually helps quite a bit. But if I want to run regular X as well, Maestro can help weed out those non-surges for me, because I don't do X's without surges. It's just not worth it for me. If I'm going to do an X ride, it's going to be at least a 2-time surge, or I'm not going to touch it. So, and there's people who want to chase the bonuses, chase the guarantees and stuff like that, and that's totally fine, because it will affect your acceptance rating with Maestro if you avoid those trips that you don't want. But it doesn't bother me. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind going a little bit further either. Actually, the other night I went 9 or 10 minutes out of my way to go up north of town, and I was hoping that they were going to go a pretty good distance, and they did. They ended up going from north of town, an Airbnb there with some bachelorettes. It was a bachelor party that hooked up with some bachelorettes. It's pretty funny. And then they decided to go back around the west side of town, which was actually on my way home, which was pretty awesome. People, you talking about the riders thinking that the ride is a surge? Yeah, that could be pretty tough. But these guys were Canadians actually. They ended up going from north of town all the way around west of town, which was about 20 something miles. So it ended up being a pretty good trip for me, especially it ended the night for me because it was like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I just didn't really feel like going back in to town though. So a good surge to set for weekends. So Patrick, do you run XL? Do you run, or just X only? Personally, I don't think a surge, an X surge, is probably worth it unless it's a 2-time surge for me. 2.2 is a really good surge in my opinion. And of course, if you flip over to Lyft, that would be 100% surge, right? So I always thought that was silly how I don't know why, if it's some kind of proprietary thing that Uber has why they can't use the multiplier, but I feel like the multiplier is more, I don't know, rider friendly when you're looking at that, because people are going to see 200%. They're like, oh my god. And then you flip that over to the Uber side and it doesn't look quite as bad in my opinion. So yeah, exactly, that's what I do either. But for people that have an economical car, it's a little bit different. So you and I when we were running a XL, Roger, I don't know how many miles per gallon you get, but regular X is not, like I said before, is not worth it for me. Let's see, part of it was high as 250% after a major show last night. Oh yeah, my biggest surge I've ever had was on Lyft, and it was a 600% prime time, and it was a plus ride. That was freaking awesome. I have never gotten anything else that big. Wow, the sun's kind of showing right in here. Sorry, I'm sitting right in the angle where the sun's apparently going to hit. It's been raining, so the sun's coming out now. Yep, 16 miles a gallon in town. It's about right. It goes up quite a bit if I take a lot. I love it when people get me from downtown Nashville out to like Opryland or down to Brentwood or something like that, because it's awesome because it's mostly interstate. And I love getting interstate runs, interstate XL or select runs. Freaking awesome. Yesterday I got a 1.9 select run, and it's the weirdest thing. Lately I've been getting a lot of XL rides where it's like one person or 2 people or something. I'm like, I kind of feel bad in a way, but they should pay more attention, I guess. I feel bad that they're paying XL prices for like one person, but then again, some people prefer a big vehicle, an SUV. They prefer the luxury of an SUV, I guess. They just want to kind of chill and have all kinds of room, because there's all kinds of room back there. If you look back there's all kinds of room back there. If there's just one person back there and they're sitting right there, they could even go in the back seat if they wanted to, and plenty of room. So I don't know, I used to feel bad about it and used to kind of mention it, but I don't mention it anymore. I just let it roll. So when it gets busy, if the surge gets up to 3 or above, I'll raise my limit to 2.5 or 3. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you have to monitor. And like I said, with my accounts being split, I usually run XL and Select only, especially in the evenings when people are going out, because that's when the bachelorette parties and the bachelor parties and just big groups of friends are hitting the road to go into town. And if there's no surge going on, I'm not going to run X, because you can only see the X surges. You can't see the XL and Select surges on the driver screen. You have to actually go into the passenger app. Actually, it does. I didn't even ask for it, and they just gave it to me. I've got a Highlander Limited. It's got a sunroof, nice sunroof. It's got all leather. It's got climate control zones, for the very back, for the passenger side, for the driver's side. It's got an aux cord. It's got JBL premium speakers and premium sound in it, so I can really bump the bachelorette party music. And I don't have any special lights or anything crazy like that, but I think it's really nice and roomy back there. I always get compliments on it. I wipe down the dash with Meguiar's, and clean my leather seats and all the time with protectant wipes with Meguiar's. I clean the insides of my windows, outside of my windows with glass cleaner, and vacuum all the time. Yeah, the bachelorette tip video. Thanks, man. Yeah, Nashville is overrun with bachelorettes every single weekend, which is a cool thing. It's bringing a lot of business into Nashville. And like I said, it's even created whole new industries here in Nashville for like these little pedal taverns and party buses and party wagons and party porches. And man, there's all kinds of stuff. Downtown Nashville is crazy. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Man, Nashville, you guys ever get to come to visit Nashville, you got to go downtown to Broadway. It almost reminds me of Bourbon Street in New Orleans. It's just madness just down there. It's pretty awesome. I mean, you've got bachelorette parties pedaling on these pedal taverns, and you've got these guys with these little rickshaws or whatever, the little bicycle things running around. Yes, he is a legend, absolutely. Stand on the shoulders of giants, right? But yeah, Uberman is actually one of the reasons I started a YouTube channel, because I just thought, this is great. I kind of try to tailor mine a little bit more towards Nashville, but I don't know. There's so much stuff going out, going out nationwide and stuff, that it's hard not to talk about the national stuff. But I like to try to talk about Nashville stuff when I get a chance. I think we all are, man. We're all legends in our own minds. We always think we're the better driver or whatever. But you know what? Actually, I got this 8-man dash cam at the recommendation of Uberman, actually, and it's been great. I caught like I put it on my channel. It's a lightning strike that I caught that was like 50 feet from me over to the right side in a soybean field. It was crazy. It was like a double strike, actually, when he put it in slow motion. But the thing, it recorded it perfectly. The 1080 HD video is awesome. I have needed a dash cam so badly here in Nashville, because people drive like maniacs around here, especially the taxi drivers. The taxi drivers are like, it's $49. Yeah, that's what I got. I think I got it for the $49 deal on Amazon Prime is where I got it. I think I went through your link. I think I did. To get it, I really appreciated that review, because I needed one. I've been wanting to get one for the inside as well, but I don't know. Probably should, just to protect myself. You never know what's going to happen inside the vehicle. You could get somebody that claims that you assaulted them or something like that. This records audio inside the vehicle, but I guess I could turn it around too, so if I had to. But I'm thinking about making another purchase and getting one that's for an interior. I've actually seen this one that's really cool, and it's coming out. I can't remember the name of it. They're doing a GoFundMe or not GoFundMe, but Kickstarter or something for it. It's a 360-degree camera, and it's even active when your car's off, and it will like protect it from theft and stuff like that. So it records everything around you, and it records the inside all around. Yes, you need a dash cam, absolutely. I don't know, like I said, I probably need one for the interior as well, just in case. You never know. I haven't had any problems yet, but that doesn't mean nothing can happen. So it's always good to protect yourself. If you, like I said, these taxi drivers in Nashville are like super aggressive. Oh yeah, remote breathalyzer. That's actually a really darn good idea. You should market that, man. Seriously. Dash cam with a remote breathalyzer. That'd be pretty awesome. They got those, I don't know if they still do that anymore, but they had these mechanisms before for people that had a bunch of DUIs, where they had a breathalyzer hooked into their car, and they couldn't start the car unless they breathe into the tube to measure their blood alcohol or their alcohol level. Honestly, I have only been driving since January, so I haven't hit Halloween yet, but I honestly kind of dread Halloween. I'll get to yours in just a minute, Uberman. But Halloween, I don't know. It feels like I'd get a lot of makeup and everything. Surge rate should be based on blood alcohol. That's a damn good idea, because there are a lot of people that when they get too drunk, they get belligerent and everything. Absolutely. So Uberman said, I had a passenger one time threaten to report me for raping his girlfriend because I wouldn't sell him any weed. What? That is crazy. So because you wouldn't sell him any weed? Seriously? This is not a weed delivery service. It's a ride share service. What the hell? That is crazy. And you have the dash cam that faces inside too. So that's. Did you tell him that you had him on video? Because I would have been like, yeah. Guess what? I got you on video, trying to solicit me. If you ever have a problem with a rider, that's true. You're absolutely right. After you have a problem with a rider, it's too late to get a dash cam. I think you're right. It's probably going to be my next big investment is a interior facing dash cam. Like I said, if everything started going crazy, this 8-man comes off really easy, and I can just turn it around. See, I've got it in my hand right here. But I can just turn it around like that, and I can record the back. But so the videos on your channel, you didn't have any. I must have missed that one. That must have been one of the longer ones I didn't watch yet. So I'll have to check that out. Him, his friend, and the chick. I had some people ask me if I knew where to buy some cocaine one time. And I was like, no. Even if I did. Oh, really? Oh, did you have the F0 or whatever? Is that right? I don't know. I can't remember. The one that you had that's a really, really good one. That's kind of like a tube almost. It faces forward and backwards. I know you've reviewed a lot of different ones. But yeah, the 8-man one to me so far has been pretty good. It actually has pretty good audio. It does the 3-minute loop thing where you can actually change it to like 5 minutes or 1 minute loop. Just make sure you get a class 10 SD card if you're going to do it, because the rewritable, it eventually will decay. The class 10 ones are meant for that, so they can, and you explained this before, I believe, Uberman on your channel, that the class 10 SD cards are made to be rewritten over and over again. So anyway, guys, I hope that I gave some tips. I'm probably going to get to it here. It's about a little bit after 4:45 here in Nashville. It's probably starting to surge, I'm hoping. And there's probably, hopefully, the tipped with weed once. Wow, that's crazy. I've been offered, not with actually like giving me some, but like I've been offered people to like go into their hotel room and like take a hit or something like that before. I was like, no, I'm driving. That's silly. Why would people want to have somebody who's stoned or drunk drive them around? That's just silly. So I don't know. It's crazy some of the things passengers think of. But yeah, Maestro is indispensable to me, in my opinion. It just makes it so much easier. You don't have to touch your phone. You don't have to, look and see, oh, is that a bad passenger rating, or is that like 20 minutes away or whatever. It just automatically detects whatever you want, whatever you set it for, and then it just won't pick it up. And it tells you the reason right at the top of the screen, right across the top there. So and if you want to, if you say, well, I'm kind of low on rides tonight, doesn't matter if you can either change your preferences, or you can hit the gas, grass, or ass. No one rides for free. It's true. Nobody rides for free. Absolutely. I don't know. It kills me sometimes how people complain about the prices and stuff. But you know what? An Uber ride, even a surged Uber ride or a Lyft ride, is cheaper than a DUI. Absolutely cheaper. So it can cost you thousands of dollars to go to court and try all that stuff. Fortunately, I've never had one. But bumper sticker, I guess I've never seen that bumper sticker before. But yep. So Maestro, like I said, it's helped me a lot. I try to tell everybody I can to at least try it. Just try it. I mean, it's free to try. All you got to do is download the app, try it for a little while. If it's not for you, then don't subscribe. But I honestly think that most drivers, once they use it and learn how to properly use it, that's the thing. If you're going to use Maestro, go to the website, look at the FAQs, look at the videos, read about it. Watch the videos. They tell you how to set up everything right on the website, which is down in the description down there. All you got to do is read through the instructions, and most problems that you have will disappear, because I honestly think most of the problems that people are reporting with Maestro are error. Excuse me. Operator error, actually. So I'm not trying to insult people by saying that. I'm just saying that I think that there's a lot of things, like I didn't notice until today, that I read the very bottom where it was talking about the trips coming in. And then the trip, it goes off, and then the app turns itself back on, but it takes 15 seconds for the other app to come back up. And I did not realize that. I kept wondering, why is it taking so long for Lyft to come up after Uber is done? Uber tips in Nashville let me finish that thought that I had real quick. So, but like I said, the 15 seconds coming up, I thought there was something wrong with the app, but it looks like that's how it's supposed to normally work. And as far as, and another thing, actually, I just almost forgot something. Somebody mentioned in one of my videos earlier, they're like, yeah, I had an Uber and a Lyft come at the exact same time. They addressed that on the Maestro page. It's actually a FAQ question. I sent him a link directly to the Maestro site to the FAQ there. If both of them come at the same time, I was mistaken on this before. I thought before, if you had your priority set for Uber or Lyft, it would take one of those before the other one if it was simultaneous. However, unfortunately, that's not true. That might be a good feature to add for them, but if that happens, then you're just going to have to cancel one of them if it auto accepts it or something. It doesn't happen very often. I very rarely get simultaneous pings where I'm getting Uber and Lyft. I might have gotten that maybe 3 or 4 times over 6 months. Not very often at all. So going back to your question, Roger, about tipping in Nashville. Tipping in Nashville has... I haven't gotten any tips at all since yesterday. I'm kind of surprised at that, actually. Uber XL and Select people do tend to tip a little bit more, in my opinion. But I don't know. The jury's still out there. I'm getting some tips occasionally. I still seem to get more tips on Lyft than I do on Uber. But Uber passengers tend to tip with cash more still because they don't realize that the app, and I try to tell people, I'm like, yeah, you can actually do it through the app if you want, you know. And try to walk them through it, try to show them, you know, hey, if you review me, if you rate me or whatever, if you rate me, then the tip thing will pop up and you can put a tip in. I don't know what the limit is. Somebody brought that up before. Some guy was trying to tip them like a lot of money or something, like $50 or something, but the app wouldn't accept it because it was too big. So I don't know what the limit is, if it's like a multiple of the ride amount or something like that, but like I said, I didn't get a single tip last night. Now, it may show up later. You can still get a tip 30 days later. Remember that. So, if somebody hasn't rated you, and they just keep forgetting to rate you, and then they finally rate you, or maybe they don't even use Uber very often. Maybe they use it once every 2 or 3 weeks. Then, you know, they're going to open their app back up. It's going to prompt them to rate you, I think. Once they rate you, that tip option should pop up if their app is updated. And that's the thing, too. If they don't update their app very often, I have my app set up to automatically update over when I'm on Wi-Fi. Anyway, so that answers the question for tips. I think it's not great. I got $15 in tips last night in cash, and then I got $2 on Lyft on one ride. I only had 2 Lyft rides, and one of them tipped me $2. So anyway, I think I'm going to get off of here, guys, and get to it. About 5 o'clock is when it starts popping around here, so I am going to get off of here and see if I can go get some bachelorette parties and take them to Broadway. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate all the people that come on the channel and watch. Like I said, my GoPro is out of commission right now. It's not really broken or anything. It's just had to give it back for a little while. But I'm going to get my own GoPro, I believe. So that'll be better because my phone just freaks out when I try to do... when I try to record a video. For some reason it does fine with live streams, but it does not want to record videos, and then, I don't know, through the YouTube app anyway. I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to try to record videos and then upload them later. But thank you very much, guys, for taking the time to watch. This is a really long one. It's 28 minutes, so that's the longest I think I've ever streamed. It's the longest video by far, but I really appreciate everybody coming on here and watching. If you are out driving tonight, be safe, be careful, don't take any chances. If something doesn't seem right, get out of there. And once again, if you have not tried Mystro, link in the description. Go check it out. Go read about it. Go read the pages about it. Just download it and try it for 10 free rides. There's nothing to lose there, man. All you got to do is just download it to your phone. If you don't like it, delete it. If you don't want to subscribe, don't subscribe. But I really think that you'll like it. And just give it a try. Do what I said at the first. You know, power off the phone, power it back up. Just open the Lyft and Uber apps, but don't go online. Open Maestro, turn it on, let it turn your apps on for you. Set your preferences, and you're ready to rock. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate it. If you're out driving, be safe.